Hello and welcome to this podcast. 20 years ago, the most horrific attack took place in the United States. Dallo News has made a report of this, which you are now going to see. 20 years ago, on September 11, 2001, also called 9/11 by the Americans, is a terrible attack. Two planes fly off the popular Twin Towers in New York. Nearly 20 minutes later, at 9:03 a.m. US time, United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center a little lower, causing a fire as well. Incidentally, both towers remained standing, giving those in the floors below the impact area some opportunity to flee. The South Tower was the first to complete collapse at 9:59 a.m. US time, after a 56-minute fire, followed by the North Tower at 10:28 a.m. US time, after burning for 102 minutes. Almost everyone who was still in the tower was at that time was killed. Some people also later died of lung diseases as a result of the enormous amount of dust released. At around 5:20 p.m. US time, a third building of the WTC also completely collapsed. This was abbreviated to fire in the building and the damage was building to had sustained as a result of the collapse of the Twin Towers. In addition, the UTC building 3 to 6 were also heavily damaged, most of which had to be demolished afterwards. Just over an hour after Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower. At 9:37 a.m., a third plane, American Airlines Flight 77, crashed into the United States Department of Defense building, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. Deliberately done by a member of the Islamic terror group Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, who is a Saudi multi-millionaire, financed this attack. After a few minutes, the South Tower went down and the North Tower went down as well. After they were on the ground, the part of the Twin Towers stood was almost completely destroyed. This horrific attack killed 2,753 people. However, this could come to 5,000 people because 2/3 of the victims' bodies have never been found. After the attack, then US President George W. Bush declared war on bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. In this attack, the assets of the bank that were also located in the United States were frozen. Somali assets were also frozen. Nearly 10 years after this horrific 9/11 attack, Saudi terrorist Osama bin Laden was killed by an American drone. 20 years later, after 9/11, US President Joe Biden commemorated the horrific attack. Dallo Productions wishes the family of the victims a speedy recovery. Abdelkrim Dallo News. Saudi king calls for a peace deal with Iran? You see it next. Fahad Yasin is removed from the National Intelligence Security Agency, NISA. Somali President calls for peaceful elections. And Dallo Sports stops. Tensions are wide this month between the Somali President Mohammed Abdullahi Mohamed Farmajo and Somalia's Prime Minister Mohammed Hussein Roble. Tensions has worsened after the death of former NISA employee Ikram Talil. Mohammed Hussein Roble wants justice for the family, while Farmajo remains silent about it. Former NISA boss and Farmajo's right hand, Fahad Yasin, who was once a Qatari Somali citizen and a journalist for Qatari state television Al Jazeera, Many people, including the Talil family and Roble, have accused Yasin of killing Ikram. Yasin and the fellow Somalia said that Al-Shabaab al-Mujahideen al-Qaeda killed, but the Al-Qaeda group has strongly denied this. The international community is calling on Roble and Farmajo to put their differences aside and focus on the elections due to Sunday, October 10th. But that date will actually be postponed. Saudi King His Excellency Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud said in a UN General Assembly 176 session that the kingdom wants to resume talks with Iran. Saudi Arabia and Iran broke diplomatic ties in 2016 after Iran broke the Vienna deal. Iran and Saudi Arabia has also been engaged in a political struggle in the Middle East for nearly 45 years. Iran is trying to install its Shia minority as the head of the Islamic world. The National Theatre is turning a movie out? You see it next. The Afghanistan Taliban has installed a new Islamic government. Former US President and Saudi Crown Prince declared death by Yemen. And Saudi Arabia is celebrating their 89th National Day. For the first time since June 1919, the Somali National Theatre in the Somali capital Mogadishu screened a movie. The movie was a Somali language movie. This came after the now out of power Somali government under President Farmajo refused the theatre after it was destroyed by the United Somali Congress USC and Al-Shabaab militias in 1991 and 2008. In the Somali capital it will remain about 28 to 30 degrees and in Hargeisa 26 degrees, while in London it remains 40 degrees. And this was Dallo News for this month. Next month we'll be back. Bye!